Welcome to Wine Time Mysteries, where we talk about true crime, the paranormal, mysteries, and cryptozoology with a dash of comedy. This podcast contains adult themes and is intended for mature audiences only. Don't forget to click follow and tickle that little notification bell. Now, find a comfy spot. We're about to start today's episode.
I would just like to say that before Joey pressed record. 1, 2, 3, parkour. You can't do that. You can't do that to me.
Oh, calm your tits.
Fucking love it. Today, dear mung beans, I have another mini bite for you.
My.
But today's case, fuck me.
Fuck me, you fucking dog.
Today's case is the lady of the lake.
I can shorthand it for you guys. Lady died, found in a lake, the end.
Case closed. On July 6th, 1940, two fishermen who were brothers, because, you just need to know that, were out on Lake Crescent, which is in Olympic National Park in Washington, when they came across a floating object near the shoreline. As they approached the object, the brothers would make a grisly discovery. It was a woman's body.
Oh.
She was wearing a green dress, wrapped in 2 grey striped blankets and hog-tied with heavy rope. Now, the strange thing outside of finding a body in a lake, the strange part was the condition that the body was in. Although the woman's face was unrecognisable, her body had not decomposed. In fact, the flesh had turned into a soap-like substance. So, obviously, finding a body, the brothers are like, and fucked back off.
They're like, what?
I don't think I'd get close enough. I'd just be like, something floating over there.
I think, personally, myself, is that my curiosity will get the best of me and I will get close enough until the point that I recognize what it is. But then I might even check to see if they're alive. Like, what if...
So the brothers rushed to the dock of the Washington.
Are you right?
Yeah. The brothers rushed to the dock of the Washington State Trout Hatchery to relay what they had found to the superintendent, who was initially skeptical, saying something like, "Must be a deer." So he followed the brothers back to the scene, where he was horrified to learn that it was in fact the body of a woman in the lake.
Escandalo. It's exactly what they fucking said it was.
I fucking told ya. Now, I just want to talk a little about this lake as it ties into why her body was supervised in a sense. Lake Crescent is a freshwater lake with a max depth of 624 feet, so super deep, and is the second deepest lake in Washington. It's known for its brilliant blue waters and exceptional clarity caused by the lack of nitrogen in the water, which hinders the growth of algae. The body had saponified, which is a condition resulting due to the lake's near freezing temperatures. The body had virtually been refrigerated for years. A medical examiner estimated the woman to be in her 30s, measured 5 feet 6 inches or 168 centimetres, and weighed around 140 pounds or 63 kilos at her time of death. An autopsy revealed that the woman had been beaten and strangled to death. Her neck was bruised and discoloured, and her chest showed evidence of extensive hemorrhage. She was then hog-tied with ropes, weighed down with rocks, and thrown into the ice-cold lake. The pathologist had estimated that she had been submerged in the lake for almost 3 years before the rope rotted away and the saponification made the body light, which then caused her to float to the surface. Her body was the first to ever be found floating in Lake Crescent, and this gave her the name of the Lady of the Lake. Due to the trouble identifying the body, as she had no fingerprints on either hand, and parts of her face, lips, and nose were entirely decomposed, she would be buried as a Jane Doe in a pauper's grave. I find that so sad, hey?
Uh-huh.
That could be anyone you know, and so many people don't ever find out. The body did have a distinctive upper dental plate. You see, she had a 6-tooth bridge made of beaten gold. Pictures were circulated to more than 5,000 dentists, and it would be 14 months after the discovery of the body that a dentist in Fulton, South Dakota, recognized the unknown woman as a 38-year-old waitress at Lake Crescent Lodge, and her name was Hallie Illingworth. Hallie was last seen on the 22nd of December 1937 and was reported missing. Hallie was born on the 8th of January 1901 to a hard-working farm couple in Greenville, Kentucky. She was described as an attractive woman with auburn hair. Hallie was said to have moved to Washington in 1934 after 2 failed marriages, and wanting a fresh start, she would end up working at Lake Crescent Tavern, known as Lake Crescent Lodge today, where she would meet her third husband, Monty Illingworth. Monty was a beer truck driver, and I found reports that he was a drunk and a ladies' man. It was said that the two had a very volatile marriage, with reports that after only 5 months, the couple got into a fight that was so fierce the police were called to break it up. Hallie even showed up to work with bruises on her face and arms, and sometimes she had black eyes. As I said earlier, she was last seen on 22nd of December 1937. She had gone home to her apartment and waited for her piece of shit husband to return from a party in Port Townsend. After failing to show up for work and the following day, and her family not hearing from her over Christmas, she would be reported missing. Monty obviously became the prime suspect, and investigators found him living in Long Beach, California, with another woman by the name of Eleanor Pearson, who was the daughter of a wealthy timber tycoon. Monty was arrested on October 26, 1941. He told investigators that he had officially divorced Hallie on the grounds of incompatibility, which was strange because he claimed that she had been cheating on him and had run away with a Navy officer. So why are you saying it's incompatible? Lots of holes in his story is what we're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst waiting to be extradited to Washington, his mother visited him in jail, to which he said to her, "Mother, you know I didn't do it." "I didn't," to which she replied, "Yes, I know you didn't, son." Fuck off. The murder trial began on 24th of February 1942, and it was the talk of the town.
Would have been.
All over the front pages of newspapers, obviously. At the time, World War II was going on. The trial went for 9 days, and Monty's defence was that the body that was found wasn't Hallie because he swore she was still alive, and the last time he saw her, she had gone to work that morning and came home. They got into another argument, to which he left the apartment and went downtown. Bullshit. He claimed that when he got home, she was gone, and he never saw her again. Kind of contradicting the whole she ran off with a man in the Navy, but whatever. Their volatile relationship also came up, with Monty confessing it was normal for them, and I quote, "I struck Hallie. She also struck me. I never beat her up. I did not kill Hallie." Prosecutors theorised that Monty had strangled Hallie sometime between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. before placing her body in the trunk of his sedan and driving her to Crescent Lake to dispose of her. Now, the smoking gun of this case and what tied Monty, pun not intended, was the rope that he used to bind Hallie was sent to him by his former boss. Earl F. Enos, I'm going to say Enos took to the stand and identified the rope as the one he lent Monty, and surprisingly, he never returned it.
Escondilo, I don't believe you.
I don't believe it either. It took jurors only 4 hours to reach a verdict, and on March 5th, 1942, Monty was found guilty of second-degree murder.
Second?
What the actual fuck?
Oh, okay. They would have looked at it more like it was in the heat of the moment. It wasn't premeditated. Which I was just about. He was.
No. I was like, you're spot on the money, because I was just like, what the fuck? And then I had to look into it. He was given that sentence because they didn't think it was premeditated and that it was a crime of passion. Like, it was a crime of passion, second-degree murder? No, you fucking killed someone. He was sentenced to life imprisonment at the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla. He served only 9 years in prison before being paroled in 1951, where he lived out the rest of his days in California and died on November 5th, 1974. And that, my dear mung beans, is the spooky case of the Lady of the Lake, aka Hallie Illingworth.
I do like that story. I mean, I don't like it, obviously, for the fact that there's a deceased woman and she was the subject of domestic abuse and murder, but it's just a very fascinating case.
Yeah, that was my mini bite for today.
Don't forget to check out our social media, check out the bio, check out our fucking link tree, and suggest a case.
I was just about to say, suggest a fucking case. Do it. I dare you.
Do it. Kylie, I'm sure you have one that you can submit.
Yeah.
So submit one and we'll do it. But if it's not a serial killer, I probably will not do that one because at the moment, I'm sticking solely to serial killers. But we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I was going to say if it's serial killer, old-timey, attention to Joey.
Oh, yeah. If it's old or serial killer, sign me up, buttercup.
Yeah.
And on that note...
Catch you later.
Catch ya.
Catch ya, mate.
Fucking chuckers.